ShareTweetNancy Pelosi was caught at her weekly press conference having a really difficult time today. Besides slurring words, and having brain glitches, the 78-year-old speaker was so confused that she went on an incoherent rant about Attorney General Bill Barr. It's time someone told Pelosi to retire. Don't miss this. Nancy Pelosi's latest brain glitches and slurred speech might not have made the national news if not for the recent testimony of AG Bill Barr. The mainstream media is so hyped for the Democrats to move forward on impeachment, they cut into their regular programming to go live to the speaker's weekly press conference. And boy, they caught the 78-year-old Pelosi having a really bad day. Looking gaunt and haggard, the speaker struggled to keep a clear mind. She slurred words and suffered from brain glitches. So when Barr was testifying and being so cavalier about special counsel Mueller, Mueller report, and so disrespectful of Congress, I thought this isn't about President Trump only, said Pelosi. It's about the right wing, handmaidens, to the special interests in our country. And it's important to connect the dots. The American people need to know what it means to them. If you're a young person you care about the climate crisis. She then spent about a minute going on a rant about gun control and climate change and circled back to try and tie it all into Bill Barr. Clearly, this isn't coherent. It truly made no sense at all. All we can ascertain is that somehow AG Bill Barr testifying is tied to climate change and special interests, according to Pelosi. Connect the dots, Nancy said. When you see Barr sitting there, his motivation, his loyalty is not to his oath of office, and it is to Donald Trump. All of it and the Republicans in office is to the special interests. Pelosi then took some questions from the pool of reporters present. The leftist reporters cover for the speaker. Of course, they are sitting there listening to her and knowing something isn't right. However, they want to get a good soundbite. So one reporter asked about Trump officials not complying with congressional subpoenas. As you probably know, on the articles of impeachment for President Nixon, the Article 3 was that he ignored the subpoenas, of Congress, that he did not honor the subpoenas of Congress, said the speaker. This is very, very serious. My judgment will the sprin and NGG from our committee chairs. Well, Pelosi was trying to compare Nixon's pending impeachment to the situation Trump is now faced with. There is one huge difference between President Nixon and President Trump. Nixon was covering up a crime. Nixon refused to comply with any investigations. And then he forbade his staffers to testify. Trump has complied with the Mueller investigation, and they found him to have committed no crime. And now that it is over, it's the Democrats who are seeking to keep the investigation going by subpoenaing his attorneys and staffers. Of course, Trump isn't going to comply with these ridiculous requests. It was investigated for 2 years. It's time to move on. It should be noted AG Bill Barr was not subpoenaed. He volunteered to go before the Senate and House Oversight Committees as a favor. That's why he declined to go before the House Committee today after they played dirty and tried to set him up in a trial-like setting by having their high-powered attorneys stand in for them and do the questioning. Barr gave Jerry Nadler the middle finger last night, putting out a statement saying he wouldn't be attending today. And in the middle of all this mess, we have the third highest official in our government, Speaker Pelosi, having multiple brain glitches and having difficulty pronouncing her words. We have documented many times over the last year Nancy Pelosi's episodes. At first, people thought maybe she was drunk or hadn't had enough sleep. However, now many are really concerned she is having medical complications. This isn't funny, and her family should be concerned. The country should be concerned. It's time her loved ones step in and see that the Speaker does the right thing for her and the country. It's time Nancy Pelosi resigns. Share tweet.